Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tarot for Kindness. This is our weekly get together where myself and another Parlor Wonders person, amazing reader from the Parlor Wonders, get together and we do readings for you for $10 per card. But that $10 is not for us. We're doing it as a donation for our partners, Sabotan Harbor, who are feeding seniors in Ukraine. If you have not seen the news, um, Ukraine is getting the crap bombed out of it by Russia because Russia now feels like, well, we can do anything. We can say we're going to have a ceasefire and then just bomb civilians and kill children and you know just take out, essential services for Ukrainians. It doesn't matter. So it's horrible right now. Amidst all of this are seniors who are disabled. Many of them are disabled, can't get out, have no money for food. And Sabotan Harbor is providing 2 weeks worth of groceries so they can extend their very, very tiny pensions so that they can have food to eat, healthy, good food to eat. $40 feeds a senior for 2 weeks. So if you want to feed a senior, get a 4-card reading. We're doing it $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds goes to feed seniors in Ukraine. Hi, Miss Cat Hepburn. Hi. We've got a kitty cat party going on. I got one back there. Got a little kitten down here. I don't know where the other kitten is. Probably off sleeping somewhere. They just got fed, so they're kind of nappy now. Do you have Salem? Is Salem in the other room?
Looks like he's sleeping on one of the little chairs.
Oh, okay. Just sleep. Nah, it's all right. I've got Binks to show off. That's fine. So anyway, we have to talk about our cats.
Yeah.
We're feeding seniors in Ukraine, $10 per card. You can get a reading. It's very easy to do. If you'd like for us to read for you, all you have to do is make a donation on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. So Venmo and PayPal, you can find the links. Well, the Venmo one is up right now as a QR code, but in the chat, you'll find there's the PayPal one. In the chat, you'll find the links to these, and you can, just make your donation. If you want a 1-card reading, it's $10. 2-card readings, $20. 3-card readings, $30. 4-card reading is $40, and 4 cards will feed a senior for 2 weeks. I mean, you're really creating quite a wonderful, compassionate miracle in somebody's life. I mean, we hear the stories from the seniors who are receiving this food, and inevitably they are saying things like, had no food and I was praying, or I was just hoping that something would happen, and then I got this miracle of this food. So it's like you are creating a miracle, and you're getting a tarot reading, and you're getting an astrology look. So because astrology look, I don't even what are words anymore? So Miss Kelly is going to look at the astrology of your situation as well. So once you've made your donation, go make your donation, Venmo, PayPal, Super Chat. Super Chat's just the little handy button down below that looks like a little dollar bill. Once you've made your donation, come back here in the chat. Let us know where you donated, Venmo, PayPal, Super Chat, how much you donated, and birth date information. If the question is about you, your birth date. If the question is about somebody else, their birth date. And then your question. Then we can start to look at all of the facets, both tarot and astrology, which is, I think it really is something that really enhances both. I mean, like both enhance the other one, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely do both. And I would say I'm intermediate in astrology. I'm not an expert like you, but when we look at that astrology, it can give us insight into psychology, what somebody is going through, what you're going through. I mean, it gives you so much helpful information. So, yeah. So that's what we're doing here. Yeah, very excited about it. So we've got already Jessica. Thank you so much. Jessica's 4-card reading, and Adrija has a 5-card reading. So let's get started. We'll make some announcements later, but yeah, let's get started. So Jessica says, Feeling discouraged on my attempt to find witchy community in real life and online. Any guidance? Aquarius, Sun, and Moon. Oh, that's Aquarius. That's the story of Aquarians, isn't it? Where are my people? Oh my gosh, I'm way out here. And I'm like, I feel like Aquarians are like the spacewalkers, when they go for the moonwalk and they're like
Mhm.
floating on that little tube, that one little string that's connected
Yeah,
to the spaceship. That's
yeah, and they
Aquarius.
gotta find each other.
Yeah, right?
Mhm.
Any guidance? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Libra rising. P.S. My black pug listened to Magical Tea Party with me. Oh my gosh, your little pug, your
Cute.
little baby, your little black doggy, so cute. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love all the animals. Animals are the best,
They are
right?
the best, yes.
The best. We're so lucky that they allow us to take care of them. All right, let's take a look at Jessica. What's going on here? I just got an intuitive hit, Jessica, that there is like you're really on the cusp of finding like a really good friend. And like I think it's quality versus quantity, especially for an Aquarian, right? Miss Kelly will tell you all about that.
Oh, yeah.
But I just got this hit of like, oh, you're gonna find a witchy friend that's gonna be like you are going to create something amazing. You're going to have a great friendship. You're going to have support one another. I also think, when we can't find communities, or, I just saw an interesting post that somebody said, like, oh, people are complaining that there isn't such and such in their town, right? And this post was saying, if you don't have that thing in your town, then make it, right?
Yeah.
If you want to have music in your town, then find a way to what are you doing? Oh my god, my kitten's going crazy. Um, Find a way to like find a place that people can play music. If you want a band in your town and there's no bands in your town, make a band, right? So in terms of finding witchy community, um, s- vision your community that you would like to have, right? And I think that part is important for manifesting something is the vision, right? What would you like your witchy community to look like? Write about it and get it clear. Like I would do like a free writing and that get really
Well,
clear.
all the astrology is really echoing that too.
Yeah,
For
really.
all that, oh yeah, all that Aquarius, Libra, yeah,
And
yeah, for
then
sure.
put it out there, right? Like if you this is how I joined every band that I was ever in is I just started the band. Nobody would have me in their band. So I said, well, if I want to be in a band, it's my 20s, I'm like, if I want to be in a band, I just got to start one. And then I invite other people to join my band. So I think about that, like creating community and then what kind of community would you like to create? What would you like to focus on? What would you like to do? What is your goal for the community? All of that can be part of your vision. And when you get the clear vision, then put it out there, right? And really, I would even put it out there with a spell that is,
Uh,
like a spell of like, I attract the best people, like really great
you could
people,
even do like a come to me spell for that.
right?
That
Yeah.
would be really sweet. Like, get your figure candles or
Yeah.
even just the figure candle or something else as the opposite thing that you want to be pulling towards you, something that represents that.
Yeah.
Even if, like that would be really what a great
I mean, I
pull that
think for
towards you.
witchy community is like do the pentacle
Yeah,
candle
I'm
and
just thinking that. And just
and the
keep moving them together.
and if
Yes.
you want if you wanna invite women, have a female candle. If you wanna invite men, male candle, and if you wanna invite men and women, the human candle.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Think of the theme and, like, step into that role. It is really about that, and I didn't even look at the cards. I got like, I got that hit, and I wanted to share that, but I see it really happening. So I think first card that shows up is 7 of Swords. I think there's something that you're maybe being a little guarded about, or you're a little maybe having some kind of overly cautious nature about this? Like maybe you had a bad experience with somebody enjoying something or doing something. And so now you're like really like, I want to make sure I get with the right people, or there's something that's a little guarded, which is okay, but we can let down that guard a little bit, right? I think there's sometimes with Seven of Swords, there's the fear that somebody's going to take my energy or take something from me. So I would say with Seven of Swords is like, allow, kind of take it slow. You don't want to, of course, you don't want to rush into like, you don't want to get married to someone after you've known them 48 hours, right? But likewise, you would want to like get to know somebody before you even like say, let's circle together, or let's do a coven, or let's build a community of some kind. Then spend some time with them, get to know them, get to see what your intuition says about them, and then gradually move into that. So that may be part of it, is that there's some kind of hesitation, or um, some kind of, I don't even want to say fear, it seems too strong, but just some kind of like, oh, I had this bad experience in the past. I feel that that's influencing, what is happening right now. But like I said, I feel like there's a person that is out there. There's Two of Cups energy, which is about the heart to heart soul connection. It is really you and one other person making magic together. I feel like that's the seed of it. And it may end up being that's it, right? If that's like satisfying to you and you've got this person to make magic with, then maybe that's all you need, is to have one person. I think it's interesting. I don't want to get too much into the astrology because Miss Kelly's going to be way more in depth about it. But I do think Aquarians um, do well in small groups, right? You cannot. I mean, I'm sure there's Aquarians that are very popular and have many, many, many groups of friends and all of that. Air signs tend to be very social, but I feel like the inner circle of people who really get you is small, right? The people that really get you are going to be that inner circle. So I feel like quality over quantity is important when it comes to friendships, right? For Aquarians. And don't compare like yourself to other signs or other people who might have loads of people around them. You just need that one person who gets you, or those two people or three people who really, really, really get you. And then you make magic with them. That's more, maybe more your style than being like a leader of hundreds or something like that, unless you want to be a leader of hundreds. And if you want to be a leader of hundreds, go for it. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. I always think of Knight of Pentacles as like, keep going. So I'm feeling discouraged. You're feeling discouraged about your attempts to find witchy community. The Knight of Pentacles says, don't give up. Keep going. You're on the right path. What you're doing is right. Keep looking. Keep doing that. I would almost say that the bringing in and creating the community that you want might be the ticket, right? That also has that leadership quality of the Knight as well. And then Temperance card. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Temperance card is telling you the path to success is there in front of you. You're going to get there. Sometimes the Temperance card says, don't rush, or don't feel like if it's not happening right now that it's not ever going to happen. Sometimes Temperance, I think of Temperance like really being like putting a cake in the oven. You aren't checking that cake every 2 minutes. That's ridiculous, right? You check the cake after 25 minutes or 30 minutes, and then you see if it's done. So I think that that kind of mentality of finding this group of people, you don't want to feel impatient about it. Temperance card often reminds us to be patient in your search. But I would do some manifesting work, really like the spell Miss Kelly recommended, or, visioning that perfect group, or that perfect person or small group of people that you work with would be so lovely, right?
Start writing it down. That's like one of the greatest, easiest natural spells. Start making a list of what it is you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Like writing down like what kind of community are you looking for? What kind of people are they? Like, yeah. What kind of connection do you want? Is it
Yeah.
these
What
people you chit chat with on the phone and you're seeing in real life? Are you meeting for coffee all the time? Are you making crafts together? Are you doing rituals together? What kind of
Yeah.
witchy community? What, how, yeah, you want to start deciding and envisioning the witchy community that you
Yeah.
desire. Yeah, for sure.
And then putting it out there, you know?
Yes.
There's that
Yes.
part of it too. But putting it out there, um, you know, I think there's so many ways that you can put it out there too. Like, you know, you can go on social media and say, you know, I'm in such and such town, I'm starting this group, this, but I think the
Like an old school
clarity,
personal ad.
personal hats, right?
Well, but you do, that's what people use social media for.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
nowadays it's kind of that, right? Like we had that in the 80s and 90s or whatever, you would put a little ad up looking for a guitar player,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that, or also, you know, if, you know, you feel safe and comfortable, it's like wearing a pentagram is a great way to like get people like a necklace or a shirt, t-shirt or something like that is a great way to get conversations started too,
True.
about it, and people are interested in it, you know? So, um, yeah, I think this is a lovely thing. So I think it's just a message of be patient, keep going, be patient is really the thing, and look for quality over quantity. And if you need to step up in that role of being the creator, think about like, I think there's great things about being a creator because then you get to set the tone of your group, right? You get to create the group as you
Yeah.
envision it rather than joining somebody else's group, which may be their vision and may not be quite a match for you. So
Yeah,
it's really
definitely.
good. Yeah. I also would say, you know, one of the best ways to build community, like I have people all over that I am connected to. And the way I've connected to them is by going to live events. Yeah. This is wonderful. Thank you. I think I'm an online international crafty community, at
Mhm.
least to start. Yeah. I think this is like start the community that you want to have, right? Start the community you want to have. And I think too, you know, I've met people amazing and made amazing friendships by going to witchcraft and tarot conferences.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so whatever like your next big city is near you, look for the conferences, the witchcraft things, the tarot things, the metaphysical things,
The
the
witchy
paranormal things.
pop-ups, they're
Yeah,
all
witchy
over
pop-up.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
market
stores.
witchy
Yeah.
markets, stores can be a great resource, or even paranormal conventions. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh my God. I just thought back in the day, I used to do tarot readings anywhere and everywhere I could do. And I used to do paranormal conventions, which I found like it wasn't my group, but I always found interesting, cool people at those. But yeah, you
Same
can,
thing with the horror community is kind of
yeah,
adjacent.
yeah.
It's not quite there, but you would definitely meet people.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think in that, at least you're going to find people that accept you, you know. But
Yeah.
if you're looking for that crafty community, I also think going to in-person events, if you can
Hmm.
manage it, really helps to build relationship. Like I have people that I can get pretty close to online. Like, you know, you're like, oh, I like that person, you know, whatever. But when I meet them in person, it like jump starts that relationship in a big way,
Yeah,
particularly if we've been having online, you know. So yeah, yeah, start that community. You got a community right here, you know,
for sure.
with the, you know, if you are in the spell squad, then you should also have access to the squad group, which is a great little community too. And going to classes and all of that, you know, is another way to connect with people and then meeting them in person, right? All right,
Yeah.
I'll let you get to it. That was a very rambly answer, but
No,
it's an
I think
interesting
it's
topic, you know?
very, it's very insane because that she has all that Aquarius and Libra energy. So Pluto, I talk about Pluto all the time. Pluto is just entering into Aquarius. So you're really being invited right now by the universe over the next 20 years as Pluto travels through that energy to really transform your life. And Pluto is asking you to, Pluto is, can be a healer in a way, because Pluto will purge what isn't working. It purges our wounds. It says enough, right? This doesn't work, and it hurts a little bit. And it's, so you're being asked to face your shadow a bit and say, what part of my shadow is obstructing that, right? What part of me is like, oh no, I can't connect, right? So just kind of doing that introspection and being willing to look at that and wade into that a little bit. The shadow isn't always bad either. Sometimes we stick things that are good there because we learned in a weird way that that was a safe space. So we kind of tuck those things away. So kind of pulling that stuff out and going, what part of me do I like? What part of me do I need to address? What part of me am I fearful of? Will really, really help you with that transit. And also, as Pluto's traveling over your sun and moon, it's going to be trining your ascendant. So it's giving you power. It's aiding that. And our ascendant, your Libra ascendant, our ascendant is what puts us out in the world. It's what people meet when they meet you. So Libra, that Libra energy needs people in its life. It needs partnership and friendship. And so that's going to be, if you're not experiencing that right now, that's hard. It's hard. And so with that Pluto transit, I'm guessing it's starting to bring it up for you. Like, whoo, I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling disconnected. So now's the time to start facing that and challenging yourself. And the other thing it's asking us to do is it rules the collective. So it's asking the collective to transform itself. So genuinely being proactive and getting involved in groups that are aligned with you and what you are curious and interested in is going to be so, so powerful, because Pluto empowers, right? So it's going to be one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. So everything Panmita was talking about putting yourself out there, going to in-person things, finding those spaces, it's going to be so powerful, and will empower you and will give you, it's going to change your life, right? But it's about you working with that energy rather than fighting it, right? And the fight is, I feel smothered by it and I don't want to dig and I don't want to do it, and we get overwhelmed. So start journaling, doing the things you need to do, start working that, and then start taking those chances and putting yourself out there and genuinely envisioning what you want. And the other thing that's going on for anybody that's like a Libra rising is the planet Neptune is just moved into Aries, and the planet Saturn's getting ready to go in there. So it's going to be opposite, right? It's going to be entering into your house of relationships. So it's either in your work area right now, and it's getting ready to enter into the area of other people. So Neptune it can be very witchy, right? It can be all the spiritual things. You want the trappings of Neptune are delusion and getting lost and being pure escapist, but it's also escaping into the fairyland and escaping into rituals and magic and all the wonderful things. So that is coming in. That's going to be sitting across from you, right? That is entering into your life. And Saturn coming with that, Saturn's reality. So Saturn is coming into that picture as well. So I would not be surprised if you met someone that is a mentor to you, that is maybe a little older, or you are the person who's older, like that kind of dynamic, like an older, younger thing, but you guys just get along really well. Like just that gray. I love that Two of Cups that came up, because that's so much about friendship and relation. And I mean, all of that is coming for you. It's just slowly moving. And then that Temperance, that's very Neptune-y as well. That Temperance card of surrender and allowing it to build. But Pluto in general is really, really inviting you to do it, to seize it, to just do something about that.
Yeah. I love Miss Kelly's take on Saturn. People fear, it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe in the old days they didn't, or maybe they did. I don't know. Sometimes
I think it was, life was more restrictive, and so Saturn is like, holy crap, because Saturn does represent restrictions and boundaries and government and things like that. So it can manifest in that way, but it's up to us to work with that.
Yeah.
right? And find that within us,
Yeah.
where do I need that? Where do I need to be the authority in my life? If we aren't, then it manifests outside of ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, I always love that Saturn sets up a rule, and if we follow the rule, we get the reward. You don't have
Yes.
to follow the rule, but if you want
Yeah.
the reward, and I think, as we look at this, what's going on for you is like, it's really saying like, you're going to get to the reward, but it's not going to be, you're in the middle of the story. You're not
Mm,
at the end of the story yet, right? You're
yeah.
in, so we have a tendency to look at what's happening right now as the culmination, but you're not anywhere near the culmination of this. So while you have been looking and you have not yet found, that's not the end of the story. It's saying keep going, right? So don't
Yeah.
get stuck at that. This is the way it's always going to be. Jessica, this is human nature, right?
Mhm.
When I have a cold and I'm flat on my back in my bed and I'm like, oh my God, I feel terrible. My feeling,
It
I
feels
mean,
like it's going to be forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you're gonna be like this forever.
Oh my
You feel
gosh,
you
I'm
don't realize.
dying. Yes.
Yes. And same, I think this is human nature. This is how we tend to view things, but it's like, we're not seeing the bigger picture of the whole story,
I
right? We're
will
just
say this
stuck in that
too.
moment.
You're talking about creating community. Right as I saw Pluto, I was getting ready to go into Aquarius is when I said to my girlfriend Gina, I said, let's make a zine for a community, right? So we make the zines called the Witch Collective Zine. You're welcome to check it
Yeah.
out. Pam
We sell it at the Parlor of Wonders, you guys.
Pam sells it for us. It's only $6.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to find us online or write for us to join that. Like we really want that, right? We're doing that just to sort of be a part of community. That's the whole purpose of making that, is to promote each other and share ideas and what's going on in the world and stay connected. So you could do that too. You could create your own little witch zine or witch group and just say, this is what I'm doing. Who
Yeah.
wants to come by,
Or, maybe you're somebody who's like, the crafty thing, your maker, right? So maybe you create and visualize your, like, we're making crafts, or we're making magical crafts, or whatever it is, to like get
Witch and
the vision.
Stitch. Witch and
Witch and
Stitch.
Stitch, right?
I bet, yeah. Witch and Stitch
Yeah.
is fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Getting together and just a space and just talking to each other and attempting. Sometimes it's hard to actually make the thing while you're there, but it's so much fun to just
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
there, come up with ideas.
I
Yeah.
mean, gosh, a Witch and Stitch group, you could create one online if there isn't one,
Yes.
and start it. And then when you start it, it's like you're going to be the center of it. And so you'll have everybody that comes in looking to you, which is lovely, giving you energy. So, yeah.
And also easier to be the person in charge on Zoom. As someone who's a bit of an introvert, when I'm like in a large Zoom class, I get very like, how do the buttons work? Oh my gosh, how do I raise my hand on it? Oh my gosh. And then I shut down and I just watch everybody and I have all these things going on in my head. But if it's like me and you, or I know that I'm in charge of whatever that class is or that group, so much easier.
Yeah.
Right? You know how it's working, you're running the show.
You know,
I encourage you guys to.
I'm the opposite, in that when I'm in a group, I'm like listening to someone talk. I'm like, I want to talk.
Well, I start thinking about it. I have all the things I want to say, and then next thing I know, it's like 5 people with their hand up, or everybody, and I'm like, ugh. Or
Yeah.
I cannot tell you the number of times I've typed something. Okay, well, I'll try to do it that way. The person will like read the comments and they'll skip mine, and I'm like, okay, I'm just not. It's not meant for
Oh.
me. Wah, wah, But I'll discuss it with my friends in the class later. I'll talk their ear off about it.
You need to be a Leo rising instead of a Leo sun.
Exactly. I totally need that. I need my Mars in Leo, not Cancer. Everybody complained about Mars going through Cancer for the last like months now. And I was like, why is everybody complaining? I'm loving it. It's great.
Oh,
For my
Jessica, I
Mars.
appreciate you both so much. Love Witch too. Thank you, ladies. Oh, we love you too. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for your donation. So what we're doing here, in case you just tuned in, is we're doing Tarot for Kindness. This is where we do tarot readings and astrology from Miss Kelly. $10 per card for the tarot part. The astrology comes free. With every tarot reading, you get an astrology section for free.
Yeah.
If you'd like a reading, all you have to do is make a donation on PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat down below, which is the $ down below us. Or you can go to Venmo or PayPal. The links will be in the chat up there, or you can use this QR code to go onto PayPal and then make a donation, $10 per card. So one card reading is $10, two card reading 20, three card reading 30. There you go. There's the Venmo link right there. I want to also give a couple of announcements. Oh, goody. We got Devon and Adrija. Well, okay, we'll do Adrija. Let's do Adrija and Devon, and then we'll do some announcements of some things that are going on at the Parlor of Wonders. Alrighty. So let's go to Adrija. Adrija, thank you so much for your donation. Can you please pull some cards on A? Is he returning back? If yes, when? Do you have those birth dates?
I have Adrija's.
Adrija, do you have A's birthday, or you know what
I might.
birthday? And I'm going to shuffle some cards while you're getting that info.
Oh, yeah, I got both.
Okay. All right. All righty. Okay. Okay, I see it as being a bit of a journey, but I also see him having an awakening and then reaching out to you again. It's going to take some time. I'm going to say right now I'm going to go into a little bit more, but we've got a Temperance card, which is asking you to be patient. That's one of the messages of the Temperance card. It is a goal. It is a achievement card. It's a card of receiving, but it's also a card that shows alchemy. Here's the pouring of the water from one cup to the other, very magically pouring from one cup to another. But that that alchemy is not something that happens instantly. It's something that has to marinate a little bit, right? And so we definitely see that this is not going to happen on your timetable, but isn't going to be, it isn't going to be forever. And there is this outcome of the Star card. So Star card is that awakened recognition. So let's talk about what we see leading up to that. The first thing is we have 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands is like a burden, a heavy burden, right? We see this poor woman, she's carrying all these sticks. It's really a heavy load, right? This is like that heavy load that is being carried. I think that for you, there's a part of this that if you could, I'm going to say something that sounds flippant, but don't take it in a flippant way because I'm going to explain it. But it's like if you could unload some of this, if you could lighten up a little bit, right, about this, that will help things to move forward more quickly. So lightening up, lightening up is usually like a very disparaging, like lighten up, Kelly, right? Like, but I'm not saying it in that way. What I'm saying is literally you're carrying a heavy burden and you need to let go of some of that burden. So if we have 10 of Wands, it's like you need to offload something because you're carrying all of the energy and it's weighing you down. So I would even say on a magical level to do cleansing baths would be a lovely thing to do. If you can do a cleansing bath or cleanse in the shower with water, that can be a really, really lovely way to get rid of the grit of what you're experiencing, to get rid of the heaviness of what you're experiencing. And then the other thing is you can also, um, like, I think I mean, it can be a bath, right? A bath is very easy to do. We have prepared baths. There you go. Shop spiritual bath crystals. You can make your own bath crystals. The basis of any bath is sea salt and Epsom salt. Then you add herbs, you add oils, you add color, you add all the other things, right? But even with sea salt and Epsom salt, you can do a wonderful bath. I keep seeing HAP in your screen and keep thinking it's Linda behind me coming down. I just see cat movement. All right. So that's the first thing I would do is like to make the energy lighter, to make the energy not not this heavy energy of longing and neediness. So how do you want to move and release some of that? So, I would even go into a bath going, lift this heaviness off of me, lift this longing off of me, because it really isn't serving anybody. Really, it isn't serving you, and it isn't serving your cause, and it isn't bringing him back. So I think that if you offload some of that that longing, right? That heavy longing of somebody you don't have in your life, it can open up the way for this relationship to come back if it is your highest and your best, right? So that may be one of the first things to do is to just like let it go. Listen to the listen to the Frozen soundtrack. Let it go. Right? This is the thing that needs to happen first. And that if you can offload some of it, even some of it would be good, right? So that it's not this heavy craving, this heavy longing, this uh empty gap, this empty space in your life. I mean, you can just like let it wash off of you. That's why I think a bath would be so good, or shower, cleansing shower could be so good. Um, what I see here, Five of Wands, it's like Five of Wands is not being on the same page, right? So at this moment in time, right now, the two of you are not on the same page, right? You are wanting to have this very deep and meaningful relationship. I don't get the sense that he may talk a good game that he wants that, but I've said this before. I don't know if I've said this to you, Adricha, but I have said it before. Like, you know how people want something, but they don't really want it, right? Like, I want to go on a cruise around the world, right? But I'm not really thinking about what that entails. Like, I'm just like throwing something out there, right? Where I look and saw some story about these people that are cruising around the world for 180 days, 6 months cruise, right? And I'd be like, oh my God, that would be amazing. And then when I actually think about it, do I want to rearrange my life so that I can go on this cruise? Do I want to spend all this money to go on this cruise? It doesn't, the reality of it when it sets in isn't what I want, right? So I think we take people at their face value of their what they're saying that they want, but they themselves don't even have the awareness that they may not want that. They don't have the self-awareness. So where this shows up was like people be like, oh, another example would be like, I'm going to go to school and going to get my MBA, right? Or I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to go do that. But they don't have when the rubber hits the road, they don't have what it takes, or they don't have that energy at this moment in time. So I see with him, he may talk a good game and say that he's looking for a marriage or a deep commitment and all of that, but I don't know that he is. That confusion can be his internal confusion, as well as the two of you being on a different page. So I think that the process of all of this is for, for you to shed some of the heavy energy that you're carrying, and for him to like get clear about what it is that he wants and have that self-knowledge. You know, this happens all the time in relationship. Our culture tells us you need to pair off with one other person, and our culture really honestly says you need to pair off with a person of the opposite gender, and the two of you are going to get married and you're going to spend the rest of your life together and you're going to have kids. That's what our culture tells us. But that one size fits all doesn't work for everyone. And it may not work for people at certain points of their life. I mean, for sure it doesn't work. If you're 15, you don't need to be getting married, right? In general, you don't need to be getting married. So he may be not there yet. He may even never get there. But does he have the self knowledge to know what he wants, or is he just buying into what society and culture and parents and family, etc., are telling him what he wants? So I see there being like this internal conflict for him. That's definitely Five of Wands. I also see the two of you on different pages. That's got to be resolved before the two of you can come together. So when you start to get self-awareness, it's like, oh, and even the self-awareness of the changes, like what you wanted a year ago may not be what you want now. What you want now may not be what you want 5 years from now. So it's the self-awareness and self-knowledge that, and then communicating that to others, which allows us to move forward. So um I think he's got to have that self-awareness and he's got to have that awakened energy. And it shows up in the third card, Knight of Wands. This represents him and where he is in his life right now. This is somebody who is focused on sex, focused on intimacy, sex, but may not be quite there yet with commitment. We see commitment showing up in the queen and the king. In the knight, there's still a young person exploring. I don't care how old he is, he's got that young person energy of exploration. So I don't think with that and this, I don't think he sincerely is ready for a relationship with anyone. So it is not about you, it is about him and where he is in his life right now. That's when we get to the temperance card. And the temperance card is about taking time to have that balance of like the spiritual awareness and also the material, right? Spiritual and material. But the temperance card is about getting to a goal, but it takes time. Remember, I said like alchemy takes time, right? It isn't happening overnight. So he does have this growing up to do. Then we get to the star card. And the star card is about, well, really in relationship, this is about a divine connection, a past life connection, somebody who's in your soul group and somebody that you have a deep connection to. So I do see that he has a connection to you. I think he also has this overlay of not really being there yet with anyone. He's not committing to anyone. So it is not personal. It's not about you, it's about him. It's not you, it's me, right?
Mhm.
That's what I see. So in terms of this, I would see this energy, by the end of the year is, maybe the fall, probably more likely the winter, him having this awakened energy. But I also think there's a really good important message for you, which is A, not to take it personally. B, he's not a match for what you want, at least in the state he is right now. He's not a match for what it is that you want. And so recognize that and do some ritual and do some spiritual work to alleviate the heavy burden that you're carrying, right? So, yeah. What do you see, Miss Kelly?
Well, I think I've talked about this with Adrija before. The planet Uranus, which is a planet of liberation, shakeup, everything is changing, has just crossed your ascendant and has entered into your first house, which is the house of personal space, right? This is where you are, um, and it's sort of it probably feels like you're being forced to be free, right? Like that's what I get, the idea that, gosh, like everything that's coming at me, the universe, my situation is forcing me to be free and be single and be on my own. And this is not what I want, right? You're like, that's not what I want. I want to be with this person. I want to get married. I want to have babies. I want to do the thing. But the universe is like, you need to be okay with you right now. when Uranus comes in like that, it's like you need to embrace your most authentic self, which you've got Mars. Her Mars sits in her first house. It's probably kind of a loud chart. It's like Mars, like people meet that when they meet you, so they probably get that already when they meet you. But internally, you're really being asked right now to just embrace your most authentic self. Have you and it's gonna come out in your physicality usually. So it's the, you know, the suddenly cutting your hair short because you always kind of wanted to, right? Or the desire, like this impulse deep down inside that's like, I wonder what that's like. I wonder what would happen if I suddenly went blonde, or the opposite of that, or brunette, or what's, you know, that impulse starts to rise up, right? And it's really, it's Uranus is very much like the Fool card in a way, so it's asking you to sort of take this leap, trust yourself, just go for it and do all these things. And that's the universe is really presenting you with that energy right now. And there's this other part of you which is very fixed. She's got three fixed things. You got Leo sun, an Aquarius moon, a Taurus rising. You want things the way they are, like that's just natally your chart is like, oh no, 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 I like things to be set in a certain way. That's what makes me feel good. You're not really one that wants all that change. And the universe is presenting you with change and liberation and freedom and asking you to embrace it. So I'm going to encourage you to work with that. And you can do it in little ways. You don't have to go big, right? You don't have to radically turn your whole life upside down, but act genuinely, ask yourself how are you speaking with your authentic voice, just in life, not even with this person, just in life. Because the more you can do that, the more you're gonna, it's, you know, you're gonna open that road up for this person to come in, or whoever is meant to be with you, right? But you're really being asked right now to just be true to yourself, be authentic, dress in a way that feels really good for you, right? Like just lean into that, really simplify, or dumb it down, right? Like if you want to change your hairstyle, do it, or wear a wig just to see what that's like, you know, just to kind of do the really simple thing. Go into your closet. I always tell people when Fool card energy, Uranus energy comes up, go into your closet, look for something that you bought on impulse and pull that out and put it on, because that was your authentic voice talking to you at some point. You know, the thing that we never wear, that we just kind of sit there and we think, oh my gosh, that's so silly, I could never do that, right? Right? We say, oh no, 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 pull that out, put it on. You don't have to leave the house in it, but put it on and sort of embrace this other part of you that was talking to you, right? This little voice deep down inside that's like, yes, we are a little wild. Yes, we are. There's part of us that wants to be unconventional. And those are just, they might feel or sound superficial, but they're not, because those are ways of letting your psyche know that you're listening, letting the universe know that you're listening, and that you're going to work with it. So, doing that and really just finding ways to embrace the freedom you're really being asked, you're being given right now, because it's not, this is, transits and planets are not forever things. So you're in this moment where you're being given, you've got all this freedom, you've got freedom of opportunity, you're being asked to really grab that and liberate yourself from something. It could be liberating yourself from a way of thinking, liberating yourself from the idea that this is the only person in the world for you, liberating yourself from the idea that you need to work in a specific career or whatever that is. You're really, it's in your face right now. It's really in your face right now. Yeah, and it's manifesting, I think, because you don't necessarily want it. It's manifesting in somebody saying no, right? All these people are saying no. So Uranus is like, what are you going to do about that? You have to be true to yourself. Yeah, that's what I see.
And how about A, Miss Kelly?
Well, I think, I think Pamina's right. I think there's a little karmic point in his chart that Pluto's going over. So he's really being challenged to confront a lot of that stuff. It's just sitting there on top of that point. It's going to go back and forth over that point over the next year. And that's, that's the work he has to do on himself. Pluto is digging deep and doing inner work. And it's, he's being asked to shift and change his own personal patterns. And it's, and astrology is up to us to kind of rise up and do that. So when we ignore what's going on. So if this guy ignores that and doesn't do the therapeutic work, which is really what he's being asked to do, dig deep, do some therapy, do some work on yourself, recognize the patterns and the things that aren't working for him so he can change them and create new ones, right? If he ignores that, then it's going to come up again a few years down the line. But that he's really being asked to do all of that, to do some heavy lifting just on, Pluto, he's a Scorpio, so Pluto rules him. He knows. Scorpios, they always know deep down inside. He knows that that's what he needs to be doing. And I think sometimes for Scorpio, I think Scorpios can feel sometimes exhausted by that. It can be exhausting to just be really tapped into that all of the time. And so Scorpio maybe wants to check out sometimes or tune all of that off. Right. And so that's coming at him right now. And it is for the next year. He's being challenged to reprogram himself a little bit. Yeah. And so you need to just you got what temperance came up, right? It's like,
Yeah.
Be patient and let him do it. Let him do the work. Let him do the reprogramming. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard when we're on the outside and we want to reprogram them for them
and fix them, right?
Yeah. That's hard.
That is the big, listen, I'm going to tell you, as a woman who has lived a long life with relationships and all of this, you're so welcome, Adrija. It's really about and this is Maya Angelou, people will show you who they are, believe them, right?
Yeah.
It's like we can try and fix people, we can try and change people, but it doesn't really work. They've got to want to fix themselves and they've got to want to do it internally. So, yep. They've got to have that internal motivation to make the change. So, yep. Thank you, Adrija. Next, we have Devon. If you'd like to get a reading, like Adrija, Devon, and Jessica, you can get a reading. All you have to do is make a donation on PayPal or Venmo. It's $10 per card for the tarot, and the astrology is free. And the installation is free. You don't know that reference. That's from Reno 911. Oh my gosh. When Jonesy does I'm giving away my goofy secret. What is it? Like guilty pleasure watching Reno 911. Jonesy gets a job doing the jingle for Love Which Is That show.
It's not on the air anymore, right? It's no longer.
No, they had it back for a while, but you know what? Clementine from Reno 911 has her own show, St. Dennis Medical, which is great.
I'm gonna have to look for that. Okay.
Yeah, it's up on, I think it's on, I want to say it's on Hulu, I think.
Okay.
No, it's on Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. Yeah. Paramount Plus. No, Peacock. It's the other one. Sorry. Anyway.
I don't have that one right now, but I watched Poker Face.
Where is my brain today? Where is my brain today? $10 per card. And the astrology's free. What did I say? What'd you say?
Have you watched Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne? That's on Peacock.
No, I need
that one. I watched it, and then I was like, okay, I'm not going to subscribe to this anymore. I'll subscribe to a channel and then unsubscribe and go.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. I do this thing where I subscribe and then I turn it off right away, so then I have a whole month. So if
yes, exactly.
Turn it off. Yeah, it's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do. All right. So, and the astrology's free. All right. So Devon is next. If you'd like to get a reading, just go to Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to Sobotin Harbor, our partners in Kyiv, who feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in this full-scale invasion. And we so appreciate your donations, you guys. It's like I hope you feel really good about what you're doing. You're doing a good thing in the world, and you're getting something, a tarot reading and an astrology reading for free. What? Or your mattress is free. That's another one. That's one everyone knows. You can't find a better price. If you find a better price, your mattress is free. All right. Devon is a regular, like many of you. Adrija, Jessica, you guys are regulars too. Helen is asking for the link for the PayPal. Is it not up there on the chat? It should be at the top of the chat. There we go. Yeah, go ahead and put that up. Oh, Devon, this is amazing. Okay. So this week, so Devon is we say all of you regulars, this is like cheers, right? You come in,
Right.
you come in, we know your order. We get it all put together for you before you come because we know you're coming. So Devon likes to look at the week ahead, the energy of the week ahead. Okay. So as I look at it, you've got really like in the first card is the justice card. So justice card obviously is about recalibration for this week. It's rebalancing things. My sense is for you, Devon, this is like work-life balance. This is like, are you putting too much in one area, probably work, and not enough in that joy and pleasure and fun and playfulness? And because I feel like it's so important. Devon is a Gemini. You've got Devon's birthday info, right?
Mhm.
Devon's a Gemini, and I feel like the gems really need to have play. Like you guys are
Yes.
little fairies, and fairies need to play. We wouldn't make a fairy do a job where they were like, I mean, like a house elf that you're making do all your servant. No,
Yeah.
fairies are
No.
not your servant for
No.
sure. They are not your servant. But fairies have this energy of like going around and like making magic happen, like flitting here and there and bringing this joyful, playful, lovely energy wherever they go. And so I feel like that for you, it's like that balance of like, do you have enough of that expression of Gemini creativity and fun and play and all of those beautiful qualities that you have? Are they being expressed as much as the hardworking Devon? So justice for me feels like that this week is about recalibration. And just my sense is saying like it needs to be bringing in more joyful, playful energy into your life, right? So how can you do that? And I do think it has to be intentional. I don't think you can like wait for the inspiration or wait for it to happen. You need to make it happen. Here's the message I have for you, Devon. It's to be a joy hunter. Not like you're hunting an animal, because I don't like that idea. I'm talking about like a treasure hunter, right? A joy seeker, right? You could be a joy seeker. But like, what does a treasure hunter do? They're not waiting for the treasure to appear at their door. They're going out with their metal detector and they're looking all over for it, right? Or they're going into the forest and finding that treasure. So you have to look for it or create it or be intentional about it and make it happen for yourself. I really feel like that is important. We also have the 3 of swords, which is really important. Like there can be, I think this is one of the reasons why that justice card is showing up, is there can be things that are in this week that might be like thoughts, ideas, beliefs, words that may create emotional pain for you. Or maybe these are ones that you've been hanging on to, right? These ideas and beliefs that are painful that we give harbor to, right? I'll give you an example from my life, just so you say, oh, I mean, for me, I go, oh, I'm too old, oh, this and that, right? But that is a belief that causes me pain that I'm believing. No one is telling me I'm too old to do something, right? I'm telling me that. So why am I doing that to myself? Why am I torturing myself? So I think that this is a way that you can really like think about how you can remove those ideas and beliefs that may have served you at one time or may have protected you at one time or just never served you and never protected you. And I think this is part of that recalibration. to bring joy back into your life, right? I love too, like that we have, like if you, this is so beautiful, the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles energy is, it's kind of like, I feel with the Page of Pentacles, Page of energy is childlike energy, but Page of Pentacles is a practical child, right? The practical child. This isn't this is a grounded child, a child who has like, you see like wisdom in the children. So you want to bring your wisdom, you want to bring your practical nature to all of this, but also bring the playfulness of the child to this week. So that's again reinforcing that idea of like play, fun, getting out, doing things, maybe even doing things like doing things that fed you when you were young, right? Doing things that were meaningful to you in times past that you've let go by the wayside. You know what those things are. This is the practical nature. You know what works, right? Then we need to do those things that you know work for you. I also think with Page of Pentacles, getting out in nature, weather's getting better, right? You could go out in nature. Look at something green. Oh my gosh, look at all that green around her, right? Go out into the woods, go out into like a park even, and just spend some time, no screens, just going out in nature. Such a good thing to do. Lastly, star card showing up. Oh my gosh, the deep peace and tranquility of the star card, right? That inner enlightenment that comes, and that inner just deep grounded restorative healing that happens with the star card. So what comes from all of this. Like this is a week of recalibration, rebalancing, working with the shadow to remove those beliefs that you have that are holding you into something that you don't want to be held to. And then go back to the things that are, whoops, my battery's about to die. I got to get my plug in. Ugh. Sorry. I have to reach in a weird place. All right. um, Star card energy is that awakened enlightenment, peace, tranquility, all is well energy. That is all is well. So this is what you get from that work this week. A deep, abiding sense of all is well. It's important to do. Then you can manifest anything. Then you have your direct connection to the divine. You can open up your enlightenment. You can open up beautiful downloads and your intuition and all of the things, make amazing magic. That's what you are aiming for. So I love it. I think it's a very practical thing to do this week, but also a very magical, really restorative, wonderful healing thing to do this week. Yeah. All right, Miss Kelly, you take it away.
So I'm looking at it, we're having the new moon right now, and the new moon in Taurus activates your 12th house, which is all the stuff behind the scenes, our psyche, all the things that we maybe don't want to talk about. And it activates Saturn, and you've got Saturn that sits in that part of your chart. So that the Three of Swords is very apt, right? It's all those niggling fears and worries and things and negative self-talk that we do to ourselves. And so, yeah, pulling those swords out, good time for that. And doing that at the new moon is going to set you up for this month, right? Set you up energetically. So doing a little journaling, kind of assessing that. What am I sad about? What isn't working? What am I grieving or mourning? Just in daily life, right? So that you can get on with it. And then the other thing, and then that moon moves on and it's going to cross your ascendant and light up the first part of your chart, which is really wonderful. So you're going to start to feel really good. And probably 2 or 3 days, that mood's going to lift. And then the other thing you have going on, you have Mars Mars is in Leo now, and it is forming a big trine for you. It's going to give you a lot of energy. That's really wonderful. It's activating your third house, which is the house of community, like immediate community. It's your friends who are family members, right? And if you've got brothers and sisters, it's action going on with them. It's your neighborhood, so genuinely going out for a walk in the neighborhood is a great way to channel Mars action, physicality in the neighborhood. Perfect thing to do for that. And that's going to be going on for a while for you, so I love that. And then I took a peek. There's a thing in astrology called progressed chart, and that Mars, where it is right now, is your sun has progressed to that exact point. So her sun is at progressed sun is sitting there at 4 degrees Leo, and Mars is sitting at 4 degrees Leo. So boom, like this, like there's all this energy is wanting to enter into your life. So I wouldn't be surprised if after that, those first 2 or 3 days when the moon kind of leaves and crosses your sun, and whoosh, all that energy really comes in and just starts fueling you. You're going to have a lot of energy or access to a lot of energy. I love it. It's great.
Love that.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Thank you so much, Devon. We appreciate you. We appreciate you showing up. You guys that come every week, we're so grateful to you, and all of you guys that are watching. We see that you're watching and you're hanging out with us. That's also totally awesome too. I love seeing that. So I want to give a couple of announcements, and then we've got a reading with Helen. If you would like to get a reading, first of all, let's talk about that for a second. Oops, let me go. Hold on one second. All right. If you want to get a reading, let me tell you all about it. What we're doing here, if you just popped in, let me get this up and going. Okay. Tarot for Kindness. This is our once a week get together. We do this every week, usually at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Excuse me. We meet here for an hour or two, or as long as it takes to get all the readings done. But what we're doing is we're doing this fundraising to help seniors in Ukraine who are suffering in this full-scale invasion, which is not good now. It's probably at the worst it's been, in so many ways, because now Russia feels emboldened. They're just bombing civilians and bombing everything to crap, and it's not good. Little children are being killed, old people, just civilians, people that are just living their lives. It's horrible. But we are helping in our way, our small way, but very meaningful way, by providing groceries for seniors. Sabotin Harbor is our partners in Kyiv. Oh my gosh, you guys. Somebody burned something in the kitchen and the smoke is.
Oh no.
$40 buys 2 weeks worth of groceries for these seniors, and they serve over 200 seniors each and every month. So my partners and I do readings on YouTube on Sundays after the Q&A or after the workshop. So next week we're going to be a little bit later, probably around 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, 9 Eastern. All you have to do is go to where you are right now, watching us on YouTube, subscribe to my account, Madam Pamita, and then hit the notifications bell, and you'll get notified when we go live. So for next week, you'll need that because we'll go live at some time after 6, and we aren't quite sure when because I have that class to teach. If you have questions about magic, come and join me. We have a free event every Sunday except for the first Sunday of the month. So we won't be doing it next week, but the week after we will be doing. It's the free live magic Q&A tea party. It takes place every Sunday except for the first Sunday of the month when I'm teaching a paid class at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 Eastern. If you'd like to join in, it doesn't cost anything to join. You can join me on Zoom, ask your questions, and all you have to do is sign up at spellsquad.com. You will not only get the link to join the live magic Q&A, you'll also get pages that you can download for your Book of Shadows, a 33-page ebook, discount coupons for the Parlor of Wonders, and all kinds of wonderful things. And you will be on our mailing list so that you get notified about sales and all kinds of other things. New candles, we're coming out with all kinds of new candles, so you'll want to join that. Speaking of new candles, our Gemini New Moon Unicorn Wishes spell is out now. This is perfect for manifesting your biggest dreams and desires. Gemini, yeah, I'm talking to you, Devon. Gemini is a sign of magic, imagination, and trusting in the universe to bring us our good fortune. So, this is the only time we will be offering this exclusive unicorn horn candle. It's only available in this kit. We don't sell it as an individual candle. So, you want to make sure you get it before it flies away like a little fairy. We have a new moon spell kit, or you can do the new moon spell kit with me in a workshop on Zoom, or you can have me do the spell for you in the new moon group spell service. No matter what your biggest dreams and desires are, I'm here to support it. I'm here for it. You want to get this before March 13th because March 13th, May 13th, because that's when this closes. And our new moon, when we'll be lighting this candle, is on May 26th. If you want to find out more, go to newmoonspells.com and check out the subscription. If you subscribe, you'll get a discount. You can subscribe to the spell kit and workshop, or the group spell service and get a little discount for that. Our workshop for the full moon is animal familiar divination. Animals have been used for guidance since before recorded history as objective seers into the future. And in this workshop, we'll talk about ways that animals in the wild can provide omens to guide you, as well as the ways that pets in your life can be included in your divination practice. If you want to find out more, go to fullmoonworkshops.com. We have some great full moon workshops coming up. Besides animal familiar divination, in June, we'll be doing prosperity magic. July will be about animal offerings and altars. August will be curse reversals. September, animal psychic communication. How to be an animal psychic, a pet psychic. It's an amazing thing to do. October is success magic. November is animal familiar spells. And December is the dark magic of winter. Subscribe to these workshops and you can save 25%. You can order these workshops a la carte or subscribe by going to fullmoonworkshops.com. Next Sunday, we won't have a Q&A because I'll be teaching the Slavic Sunday workshop, which will be Motanka, the Slavic spirit doll. The Motanka is a magical Ukrainian puppet traditionally made from cloth and filled with herbs and charms. It is a house for the ancestors and is believed to bring good luck, healing, and protection to the owner. In this workshop, you'll learn how to craft your own Motanka and how to invite your ancestors' protection and love. Just go to witchcraftworkshops.com to find out how to join the class. We've got great Slavic Sundays workshops coming up the rest of the year. In June, we'll be doing Slavic flower crowns. July is Slavic water magic. August is Slavic wax pouring. September is Slavic talismanic embroidery. October is the old Slavic spirits. November is myth and magic of Baba Yaga. And December is Slavic living fire magic. Again, like the full moon workshop, if you subscribe, you'll save 25%. Just go to witchcraftworkshops.com. Join my coven. My inner circle can be found at coven.vip. And if you join my inner circle, you will get amazing bonuses. We've got things like flash sales, and next Sunday, a special exclusive Q&A for the coven members. We've got coven-only product drops. We've got a tarot card pulls at the Tarot Salon, which I just did earlier today. A free on-demand video workshop each month, a spot in my monthly group spell service, a free guest pass to my first Sunday's Witchcraft workshop every month, and a monthly 30-minute session with me. So if you want to find out about that, go to coven.vip. Basic witch level starts at $3.99 a month. And right now we have a free 7-day trial of the Supreme Witch level, which is the second highest level. Go to coven.vip and you'll find out all about it. Lastly, if you would like, second to lastly, if you want to write reviews, if you want to win a $100 gift certificate to the Parlor of Wonders, just write some reviews about products that you've bought. And for every written review, you'll automatically be entered into our monthly giveaway for a $100 Parlor of Wonders gift certificate. You can leave as many reviews as you want, and each one will give you an additional entry into that month's giveaway. We're about to pick the winner for April, so now's the time to leave those reviews. We randomly pick a winner each month. We're not like reading the reviews and picking our favorite one or anything like that. We just do it at random. And we send them the gift certificate. So our March winner was Habiba H, and we sent Habiba a gift certificate for $100. April could be you. Just leave a review. You don't have to do anything else except for leave that review. But if you want to find out more or just basically read everything I just said to you, you can go to magicgiveaway.com. Not the second to last. Witch's Guide to Animal Familiars is my new book. It's out now. Hey, if you've got the book, or even if you don't have the book, follow me on Amazon. It's a really helpful way to help an author. Help an author out. Help an author out. You can leave a review on Amazon. Follow me on Amazon. Hey, leave a review and tell what your favorite part of the book is. Post a video review on Amazon. If you buy this book, you can get a free on-demand workshop. Go to animalfamiliars.com and you'll find out how you can get that free on-demand workshop, Introduction to Animal Familiars. This is the final announcement. Custom spell kits by the Love Witch. We just introduced something new. So if you want to do a candle spell, but you don't know what herbs, oils, or candles to pick, and you want a custom, curated, beautiful, complete, complex spell kit with instructions that are made just for your intention, then go to custom-spells.com to order, and the Love Witch will put it all together for you. We'll send it out from the Parlor of Wonders. The Love Witch will send you the instructions. You'll be all good to go with beautiful Parlor of Wonders, very high quality magical supplies, and a spell kit that is curated just for you. So there you go. All right. Those are my announcements. Let's get back to the readings. We've got Helen, and after Helen, nobody else. This is your last call. If you want a reading, now is the time to do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till next week. That's all there is to it. Helen says a 2-card reading via PayPal. Since we'll miss you next week, you won't miss me next week. I'll be here a little bit later, but you won't miss Kelly next week, right? Because we'll have Miss Kelly and the Love Witch swap.
Yeah.
So for this week, but you'll be back on the first of the month after May. Okay.
Oh yeah.
First of the month, first Sunday of the month. I mean, yes.
First Sunday of the month, usually.
Is what your usual time slot. Again, I was doing a shamanic session earlier today. It's like I got out of that shamanic session. I have no concept of time or dates.
That's how you know it was good, right?
Time is bullshit. It's made up. Time is just made up. It really is. Okay. All right. So reading for the month of May, and Helen is a Libra. I love all our Libras and air signs. Air signs showing up today. We had a Libra, an Aquarius. We got it all. We got it all, baby. Air signs in the house. You guys are showing up for us tonight. We love you. All right. Thank you so much, Helen. We appreciate you. You're another regular here at the what should we call this? The Tarot Bar, the Tarot Tavern.
The Tarot Tavern. I like it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. May is going to be exciting. Okay. First card is the Devil card. People with the Devil card, they go like, oh no, what does it mean? Devil card is about power, right? It is about power. So it is a call to you to like look at things that have power over you and escape from those things, right? Is there something or someone that you feel like has an undue influence on you? Maybe it's even oppressive. Maybe it's time to examine the habits that you have, or to look at like what or who has power in the situation. What did Hep do?
I hit her food can on top of the fridge, and she decided to go for it.
Fine. Really? You didn't think a cat could get on top of a fridge? Okay.
Well, usually I'm able to pace her eating, but she's decided she wants all of it. So.
So with the Devil card, I really feel like it's an opportunity for you to do that examination. Like, what do you need to, like, what has power over you? What has power over you? And to then free yourself from that, or to determine maybe recalibrating it in some way, right? It doesn't have to be a harsh elimination of something, but it is like it's a card of like liberation. that devil card is a card of liberation. If you know the story of Lucifer and uh, Jehovah, right? And that whole story, it's Lucifer was rebelling, right? So it can be about rebellion, but rebellion can be healthy rebellion or unhealthy rebellion. Power can be unhealthy or healthy. With the devil card, there's no designation whether it's something um, that you need to do or something that is like you're getting done instead of doing the doing, right? So I would look at like what is it that has power and what is it that you're like ready to recalibrate that power dynamic. Recalibrate the power dynamics. That's it. So they're more balanced or you have the power, right? Look at where you're disempowered. Look at where you're feeling disempowered and then reclaim your power. It's like your work for May. You got work in May. That's it. It's like, what has power over me? I have decided that enough is enough, or I decided that I need to readjust things. It can even be this interesting slippery slope that I see with the devil card, right? That is, boy, is that the devil card too, right? Slippery slopes,
Mm-hmm.
where you're like, oh, I have power over this thing. And then 6 months later, the thing has power over you. Or I have power over this person. And then a year from now, the person has power over me. So and inviting you to like look at that and then see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. If you don't mind something or someone having power over you, that's fine. But you need to go in knowing that that thing or that person or whatever has power over you. At least the awareness of it, right? So now, Two of Swords, which is these two cards really go together so beautifully. Two of Swords is about making a decision. And particularly when I think of swords, I think of boundaries, right? Really define boundaries.
Me
So
too.
I feel like whatever's happening with that devil card and this power thing, again, it's like slippery slope, gray area. It happened and you kind of almost didn't see it happening. And with the Two of Swords, it's like now you have to make a decision to create a boundary. Are you going to go this way or that way? And the Two of Swords, it says make that decision based on logic. What is rational? What is logical? Draw those clear boundaries. Don't get emotional. If you have to cut something or someone loose, it's like it's a rational thing to do, right? It makes sense to do it. And think about it. Look at the pros and cons. When the Two of Swords comes up, I often recommend looking at the pros and cons of a situation, right? If I do this, this is what the result is going to be. If I don't do this, this is what the result is going to be. And then make your decision from that viewpoint. So nothing in here says you need to make it like harsh cutting things out or even like it, but it is asking you to choose your path and not let the path be chosen for you. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So that's what you're doing. What do you have, Miss Kelly?
Love it. Well, for the month, the planet Mercury is going to be traveling through Aries into Taurus. It's going to be opposing your sun. So it'll be you'll be in it'll be a lot of talking with a lot of other people, right? And people are going to be mirroring back the things that you're thinking about. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody says something to you and it's like they pluck it right out of your brain, right? And it's just, you think, oh, I was just thinking about that television show. I was just thinking about that article I read in the paper or whatever it is. Like that's going to be there and kind of available for you to kind of to use. The other thing though that's happening in your chart, because I've looked in the past, I've gotten your birth year, so I know where your moon is. Neptune is just coming up and sitting down and having a conversation with your moon right now. And that's going to be going on and off for the rest of this year. So it is forming a square like this. So it's going to feel a little bit like a challenge, but it's so in sync with that devil card and everything Pam was talking about. Neptune can feel very much like that slippery slope, right? So ask yourself, just over the next few months, really, now is the time to start doing this self-inquiry, because the moon is the emotional self, the emotional body. It's how we were raised. It's our relationship with our mother. It's how we mother ourselves. And it's things that we've inherited, all those family stuff. And Neptune's coming along and saying, where where do you check out with that? Where do you need to surrender and allow some of that to come in? Where do you want to escape from that? Because especially with that devil in sync with that, it's Neptune, when especially when it first that first pass, when it first kind of comes up and starts talking to us, it can feel like, ooh, I just want to check out. Right. So ask yourself, how do you do that? How do you escape? How do you check out? Do you scroll endlessly on social media, which is kind of a new addiction, I think. In the last few years, it's very, very easy to just kind of not do anything, right? Waste your whole day doing that. Do you come home every night and maybe have a little too much wine, after work? And maybe that's something you need to like stop and go, oh, I am checking out through that. Do you escape into fantasy? Do you escape through religion? Sometimes people do that, right? Like, or politics on the news. Like, it's very, very easy to get sucked into all of those things. So, and that's devilly stuff, right? It's, where are you hooked? Where's the hook? So ask yourself that now's the time to really start doing that inquiry. And then once you start kind of dealing with that, it's, how do you transmute it? Because Neptune asks us to do that. How do you transmute it and release some things? How do you get really really in touch with your own spiritual body, right? Because our emotional body, like the higher level, that is our spiritual body. So it's really asking you to face some of those things so that you can start to be a little more in tune and in touch with who you are and who you really want to be. What are your aspirations and visions for yourself, for your internal self? Like, all the really lovely positive things of Neptune are that. It's the vision board. It's the deep imagination that allows us to keep going. It's imagining hope and visualizing hope for yourself and what your future is going to be, and allowing yourself to be there, right? To just live, like, embody that in an emotional, psychic way. But the first part of it is going to be, ooh, that inquiry, right? Neptune, I always imagine this god comes in and sits down with you, and it's like, hi, let's talk. What are we going to talk about? Neptune also will ask you to, a really positive way to work with Neptune is through art creation, to create, to do, like, whatever it is. It's, I'm gonna color, I'm gonna cut something up and make a collage, I'm gonna take an art course, I'm gonna or glamour, like, that's really wonderful too with Neptune. Be glamorous a little bit, allow yourself to put glamour in your, especially if you're a Libra. Oh my gosh, let that glamour into your life, like sparkle, like all the, do that. Like, that's a great way to honor that energy.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So it's like, I think this is lovely work that you're doing in May. You know what I mean? It's like really that what are we always doing? Hopefully, we're doing something that makes us more embodied, more authentic, more enlightened. And that's part of this, which is the self-examination, and then doing things that are authentically us, like
Yeah.
art and dressing up and makeup
Yes.
things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Well, Helen, you were our last one, and I don't think we have any more. Thank you guys so much. I want to say a thank you and how much we raised. We raised $150 today. That is almost 4 seniors that we helped this week. I'll put it. I will not probably. I will put in some extra money. so we can help those 4 seniors at least. I'll probably put in some more. I want to say thank you to Jessica, to Adrija, to Devon, to Helen. Thank you all for watching today. We're so grateful to have you here. We'll be back next week with the Love Witch and me. We'll be here around 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, because I'm teaching a class. So we'll be here slightly later, probably half hour later. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you, Miss Kelly, for coming and hanging out. It's always fun seeing you. Love your hair. It's so cute. Love
Thank
your
you.
hair so much. Yeah, we'll see you next week, everybody. Anything you want to, do you have anything going on that you want to announce? I forgot to.
What's going on for me right now?
Marcus,
Nothing too exciting right now. Yeah.
Okay. Just check out the Witch Collective. Yeah, follow Miss Kelly
Yeah.
on
Oh yeah.
and
We're
then
working
you'll
on a
know.
zine. The next one's on protection. That'll be out soon.
Did I send you anything for that yet?
No, we'd love it. We're
Okay.
putting it together right now. I'll bug you when we're off the.
Okay. All right. I just I never, sometimes I'm like the last one, the moon one. I'm like, did I send you something? Yeah, you sent me something months ago. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I forgot. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Go check out the Witch Collective. We sell it at Parlor of Wonders. You can get back issues even. We've got some back issues as well. It's a wonderful zine, and you can be a part of it if you want to write and you want to share some witchy wisdom or spiritual.
Make a piece of art. Write
Yeah.
a poem. We take out.
Yeah, poems, art, and the theme now is protection magic, which is a great one. So, yeah. All right, everybody, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week. But thank you, Love Witch, in the background, doing all the work in the background too.
Always.
All right, you guys, have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.